Hey everybody, this is Olga with AskYourSoul.org, and today I decided to do something a little bit different. So if you've watched my earlier videos on this channel, you will know that I used to do a lot of card readings, particularly a lot of oracle card readings, and I kind of stopped doing that more or less once I really got into conscious manifesting and Neville Goddard. And I never really did like fortune telling readings anyway. They were more about like connecting to your soul, your spirit guides, or your subconscious. So I'm still into that kind of stuff. I just don't have enough time to do more of that, to be honest. Anyway, when I came across these cards, and these are not oracle cards, these are actually affirmation and inspiration cards, I was really curious to see what they're all about. So these are by Florence Scovel Shinn, and if you're familiar with Neville Goddard's teachings, chances are you have come across this name as well, because her teachings are very much in line with his, and there are a lot of parallels in terms of what they both taught. I believe she lived around the same time as he did, but she died like 30 or 40 years before he did. So she was living like in the late 1800s and early 1900s, which is kind of wild to think about. So it's been a century, holy crap. And she was also an artist, I believe, and a book illustrator, and just this new thought teacher, which is awesome, especially considering she was a woman, and at that time, it was hard enough to teach this stuff if you were a man, but even more so as a woman, I presume. So one of her most famous works is a book called The Game of Life and How to Play It. And I have just recently started reading it, and I can already tell there are a lot of similarities with Neville. But I feel like one of the biggest differences between them is that she does believe in this kind of like a set destiny. Not necessarily completely set, but that there are certain things that you are meant to experience. And I kind of totally support that. So anyways, so far it seems like a pretty good, interesting book. Actually, let me show it to you real quick, just in case you're interested. Okay, here's the actual book. As you can see, it's not humongous, which is awesome, because I tend to lose interest in books really fast if they're huge. So like I can never really finish them, and it's so annoying. But when it's this small, I think it's very doable. And I'll include a link below just in case you want to check it out as well. So the way she writes it is not like my favorite style per se, but it's not too bad, honestly. Anyways, okay, so when I saw that there are also affirmation cards, and so apparently Florence Scovel Shinn was pretty big on affirmations, I had to get them. And now I'm excited to see what those affirmations are, and I think this will give you a pretty good idea in terms of her teachings as well. And before we see that, let me just read this real quick. Positive Words for a Positive Life, The Game of Life, Affirmation and Inspiration Cards, adapted from Florence Scovel Shinn's classic. For more than 3 generations, The Game of Life and How to Play It has been an immensely popular manual of simple, easy-to-use ideas and techniques illustrated with fascinating and entertaining real-life examples that demonstrate how the power of your word can make your dreams come true. With these powerful cards, you can now keep the positive words of the Game of Life with you every day as you set your course to success. Okay, sounds good. So let's see what they're all about. And then there's this little insert that just tells you what are affirmations, why use them, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Oh, okay. So they all look the same on one side. This is it. I thought there was going to be some kind of like a graphic design or something. Anyway, so let's see the actual affirmations on the other side. As one door shuts, another door opens. I think we've all heard this one before. So this makes me wonder if she was the one who actually came up with the saying. And by the way, I'm not going to go through all of them because there's actually quite a few. Let me see how many there are. And it doesn't actually say how many there are. That's weird, but looks like there's quite a few, so I'm not going to go through all of them, but I will do a few, and then I'll just pick an affirmation that we need to hear today, or maybe a few of them. Okay, so every plan my Father in heaven has not planned shall be dissolved and dissipated. The divine idea now comes to pass. And you can also sense this whole biblical type of language, which is not necessarily everyone's favorite. But I just encourage you to focus more on the message itself and see if that can be useful for you in your life. Okay, let's see what else. I am fully equipped for the divine plan of my life. I like that. Everyone is a golden link in the chain of my good. That's very interesting. Doesn't it sound like the bridge of incidents in Neville's teachings? Infinite Spirit, don't let me miss a trick. And you know what I just noticed? So like at the bottom here, it says where this quote is from. For example, this one is from The Law of Non-Resistance, from the book The Game of Life. And there are a few laws. Let's actually see them real quick. So yeah, the law of prosperity, the law of non-resistance, the law of karma, and the law of forgiveness. And the rest of them are not laws per se, but they're just other concepts that she's teaching that are important to incorporate in your life if you're manifesting stuff. Anyway, so let me just pick at random a few of them and see what we need to hear today. Okay. I put the situation in the hands of infinite love and wisdom. If the situation is the divine plan, I bless it and no longer resist. But if it is not divinely planned, I give thanks that it is now dissolved and dissipated. See, this is why I really like her teachings, because as much as I love Neville, he does not believe that there is a divine plan. He just doesn't. He says that we completely create our reality, and I don't know, this just kind of resonates more with me for some reason. And I like how when you use an affirmation like this, you're basically just letting go of any kind of resistance, and you're letting life guide you through the situation, whatever it may be. And it's really useful, honestly. Like if you're going through a difficult time and you just find yourself constantly resisting it, it's really good to have this reminder that this might actually be a part of this divine plan that's important for you to learn from. But if it's not, I just like how spiritually mature she is about this. She's like, I give thanks that it is now dissolved and dissipated. And that's a great way to form an affirmation, because it's important for it to be in the present tense, and it's important to be as if it's already happened. So I really like this. Okay, let's see what else. The invisible forces are ever working for those who are always pulling the strings themselves, though they do not know it. Owing to the vibratory power of words, whatever one voices, one begins to attract. So see, this idea about attracting with our words, with our language, it's definitely been popular for quite some time now, and I'm glad that we keep hearing more and more about this. And I like how she specifies that owing to the vibratory power of words, whatever one voices, one begins to attract. So that does sound a lot like the law of attraction, doesn't it? Okay, let's see another one. I am always under direct inspiration. I make right decisions quickly. This is a great one, very easy to remember. And this is especially a good one to use if you're kind of always doubting yourself. Like I noticed that for a really long time, for most of my life probably, when I had to make some kind of a decision, usually my first thought would be, I don't know. It's like I feel this panic of not knowing, like, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to do this? Just this total unease when it comes to making decisions. And nowadays, anytime I have those thoughts, I literally affirm to myself that, yes, I do know. I do know. I might not know, like, right this second, but it doesn't mean I don't fundamentally know what's best for me. It's more about tuning into my intuition than it is about really trying to figure out logically and analytically what it is that I'm supposed to do. At least most of the time, that's the case for me, so I really like this because it says I'm always under direct inspiration. And to me, inspiration is very much in line with intuition. Okay, let's see what else. Words and thoughts are a tremendous vibratory force, ever molding one's body and affairs. Yeah, I think we can all agree with this one. That our words and our thoughts create, and this is exactly what impacts the way that we operate in this life and just our life as a whole. Oh, I'm supposed to put this here. Okay. Infinite Spirit, give me a definite lead. Reveal to me my perfect self-expression. Show me which talent I am to make use of now. I love this so much. I think this one I should use every single day, because this is essentially how we live our lives. Like, are we able to self-express and do so in a way that we really enjoy and we are in tune with our higher self, with our soul? Do we really do that? Or are we constantly forced to do stuff we don't really want to do? And if that's the case, then usually, this is what creates misery in life. Because we just feel stuck and we feel like there is no way around all the shit that we have to do and we don't want to do. So the only real solution there, I feel like, is whenever you have a chance to truly listen to your soul, to truly tune in to how you feel inside, and maybe during a meditation or just quieting down your mind, that's when we should be able to connect with our higher self and with whatever power governs us. And this is honestly one of the reasons why I even named my website Ask Your Soul, because I feel like we all have those answers deep within. We just do, but we're just so far removed from them, and we've been conditioned all of our lives to not listen to that voice of our soul. And at this point, it's so quiet and it's so timid that it really needs our help to be heard, to be respected, to be emphasized. And so I really love this. Infinite Spirit, give me a definite lead. Reveal to me my perfect self-expression. Show me which talent I am to make use of now. And one of the main ways that our soul speaks to us is through our talents. It's through the stuff that we actually really enjoy doing. So this is a really important one, for sure. Okay, so I'm just basically pulling out random cards at this point. I feel like these are all messages for us today. I guess I'm just gonna keep doing that. Okay. When one has made one's demands upon the universal, one must be ready for surprises. Everything may seem to be going wrong, when in reality it is going right. I love the sound of that. Yeah, and this one also reminds me of that concept of the bridge of incidents in Neville's teachings, because a lot of the time when we're trying to manifest something consciously and nothing seems to be happening around us, or things seem to actually be going wrong, it doesn't really mean anything other than the meaning that you assign to that. Because we're constantly assigning meaning to everything that's going on around us, and to how we feel, to what our life is like. And that's the thing, it's really important to keep going and to keep believing and assuming that your manifestations are in the process of coming true. And as Wayne Dyer, one of my favorite New Thought spiritual teachers, always said, it's on its way. Just always reminding yourself that it's on its way, even if you see the opposite from your 3D reality. It doesn't matter. The more you affirm the reality that you actually want, the more you can immerse yourself in that feeling of assumption that your manifestation is done, it's coming true immediately, the faster it's gonna come, period. I just really like this reminder that she says everything may seem to be going wrong, but in reality it's going right. It might just be that part of the bridge of incidents that needs to happen for the manifestation to fully materialize in your life. And when it happens, it might feel like a surprise, even though it's taken a while to get here. But yeah, it's just interesting how it all works. But definitely don't get discouraged if you're not seeing immediate results and immediate changes after you've set your goals. Okay, let's just do a couple more, because I feel like these could take a while. But they're pretty cool, I like them. Let me know in the comments what you think about these. I don't know, I'm not a big fan of this type of writing, But I feel like this is just how people wrote books, you know, a century ago. It was a totally normal, regular thing. I guess I'm more used to the contemporary way of writing, you know, like self-help books. And when you're reading them, it's super easy to understand. It's almost like dumbed down. But I kind of like that, to be honest, because I want to focus on the ideas more than anything else. And as much as I appreciate and love and respect people's ability to use beautiful, complex words, intricate sentences, and stuff like that, I feel like there is a place and time for everything. And when you're just trying to understand basic concepts that you can use immediately in your life, I feel like the simpler the better, honestly, because I don't see the point of overcomplicating it other than to make yourself sound smarter. You know what I mean? I don't know, it's just me. Anyway, I would understand if it was a novel or something, but when it comes to self-help, I just feel like it's unnecessary. If you can't really express yourself in a way that most people will easily understand, then what the hell is the point? Anyway, just my two cents or 2 rubles on this stuff. Anyway, okay, so I have a wonderful work in a wonderful way. I give wonderful service for wonderful pay. I love this, it rhymes. And actually, rhymes make it easier to remember stuff usually, so this is really useful. I have a wonderful work in a wonderful way. I give wonderful service for wonderful pay. Amen to that. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Let me just shuffle them a little bit. Old habits, you know what I mean? There is a place that I am to fill and no one else can fill. Something I am to do, which no one else can do. My God, I love this so much. Because I find that sometimes we just feel like, oh my God, I don't even know why I'm here. I have no talents. I have no special skills. Like, what is the point? What am I really here to do? And I absolutely believe that every single human being that comes to this planet has a purpose of some kind. Everyone has the special place that only they can really fill, and it's one of the most important things to figure out in life. And it shouldn't even be that hard to figure out, to be honest. It's more, again, about tuning into what your soul wants to do. What do you feel like doing? Even if it's silly, even if it doesn't make logical sense, I'm sure there is something that you could be absolutely excellent in if you dedicate your time, your energy towards it, and it wouldn't really feel like a struggle to do it. It would feel like something that you want to do, because this is a part of your soul mission on this planet. So what could be more important than that? Sometimes I look at people like, for example, actors and actresses, and to me it always seems like such an interesting job where you literally have to live a completely different life for the duration of the project that you're working on. You have to memorize so much text usually. Like, sometimes I just look at it and I can't imagine doing that. It just seems mind-blowing to me. But people who love the craft of it, they love that stuff. It's interesting to them. It's like a challenge that they want to try out, a challenge that they're curious to tackle, you know? Or if you're into chemistry, to me, chemistry is like a foreign language that literally no one can explain to me. It's just so freaking complicated. But I remember this guy, my friend, I was just talking to him, like, this was way back in high school, but I was asking him, like, how are you getting this chemistry stuff? And he's like, what do you mean? It's so easy. And to me, like, that's just mind-blowing. It's just mind-blowing that we truly are all so different. To us, usually it doesn't seem like it, especially stuff that comes easily to us, those talents, those things that we're just used to, they come so naturally that we don't even see it as that challenging. So we kind of tend to question, well, what's so special about this? How is this even a talent, you know, or a skill? But it is, because everyone is so different, and that's the beauty of it. So anyway, this is just a really cool reminder that you do have a special place to fill that no one else can fill. Because, you know, you are a unique snowflake and no one in the world is like you. Honestly, no one is. Even if there are people who are super similar to you, even if you feel like there are a million other people with the same skill set, it's just not true. It's truly not. And I feel like we just forget that too often, you know, which sucks for the world, because people need this stuff from you specifically. All right, before I go on and on, okay, let's just pull one more and then I'm gonna go. But hopefully you get the idea from these, what these are like. Okay. One more card. What do we really need to hear right now? Anyone who is watching this video right now, whenever that is, what do they need to know and remember and hear from their soul? I cannot lose anything that belongs to me by divine right. I am under grace and not under law. This is the law of non-resistance, by the way. And I love this concept too, because it's basically saying that what's yours is not gonna get away from you. If it's truly yours, it's gonna be yours, period. So even if, for example, an opportunity that you really, really wanted in your life comes your way and then you somehow lose it, like for example, a job that you really wanted and you already expected to get it and then the last second you just don't get it, please trust that it's for your highest good, honestly. Chances are we just honestly don't know all the details about that job that could totally make you miserable if you were to get it. So this ability to trust the divine, to trust that it's all working out for your highest good, I think that's super, super, super important in life. I usually, when I set my intentions and affirmations, I make sure that I say something like, if it's in my highest good. I'm getting this if it's in my highest good, or if it's for my highest good. Because I do want to make sure that it's not just coming from my ego and what my ego feels like would be good for me, because truly we don't know that. We really don't know. We don't have this bird's eye view of the big picture in terms of what's really good for us. A lot of the time, not always, but most of the time I feel like we really don't. But we think we do. So this is a great reminder that if it's right for you, it will be yours, regardless. And if it's not right for you, even if you thought that it were, then it's not going to be yours. And that's good. It shouldn't be. You know what I mean? Usually, if that happens, instead of getting disappointed, you should be thanking your lucky stars. Which I know is not easy at the moment when you really wanted something. But nonetheless, just important to remember. All right, I'm gonna bounce. I hope you guys liked these. I seem to really like them. I'll definitely include the link below if you are interested in getting them. But these are just really cool reminders, really cool affirmations. I also encourage you to check out her book. Especially if you like these, you're definitely gonna like the book, obviously. But thank you so much for watching, for listening. And I really hope you are using at least some types of affirmations in your life every single day to keep you in this positive mind state and that keep you believing that your manifestations are coming true. We just have to affirm this stuff all the time because basically, you know, our thoughts are affirmations, so might as well make them into positive affirmations, right? So that we can attract stuff that we actually want. Anyways, if you guys have any comments in terms of this author, if you have any interesting stories and stuff like this, or if you prefer Neville instead of her, I would love to hear why. Or if you prefer her over Neville, either way. It's just really interesting to see if you guys are into Florence too. Or Neville, or both, or either. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna go now. Thank you all again so much for watching. I'm sending you so much love and light, and have an awesome time manifesting the life of your dreams. Bye!